Welcome to the GHQ Crew podcast, where if winning is what you want to get done, you better be hitting that Titleist Pro V1. I can't take any credit for that. That was all Jared. Jared came up with the line.
That's what I do.
I was about to start the podcast without a line. We cannot start the podcast.
Yeah, that would have been really bad. Or you could have even said GT1.
GT1. Yeah. Should have said GT1.
Yeah, but Pro V1's been around a long time. It's a good one.
And it's won a bunch of tournaments.
Yeah, did it win this week?
JJ Spawn, I don't think he plays the Pro V1.
Not the Pro V, but we had a GT win.
Hello.
GT3 driver in the bag. Guys, this is going to be a great episode. We have none other than Carl with Titleist Golf in the hot seat. And we're going to get a sneak peek of some new irons.
Wait, you're showing us the irons?
Yep. Showing you a couple different things.
Dude, I'm excited about that. Carl's been in the business a long time.
Long time.
Let me just tell you, Carl goes way back. Like way back.
Way back.
But now he's with the best company in golf, right?
Yeah, very excited. Been here a couple of times, but first time I get to do this, and obviously with Titleist as well. Very excited to be here.
How long you been in the biz?
Oh, 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Where did you get your start at in the business of golf?
In the golf business. Back in Pennsylvania, I was cart boy.
Yeah.
At the home club, and that's when I fell in love with it, about 17 years old. And thought I wanted to be a golf pro, and went to school for that. And then when I graduated there, I went to work for a small company in Plano, Texas, Adams Golf, and kind of got on the club side of things. And then it just evolved from there. So worked for some great people, some great companies with some great partners. And like you said, I get to work for the best now, and Titleist Cushnet.
So you wanted to go the pro route. Is the game still there?
No chance.
Come on.
No.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing about the pro side. I can speak to this very honestly, and I'm sure that you may feel the same way. You get your first piece of 80-hour work week, running tournaments, and they're at butt crack of dawn, and then you're there when the stars are out. Like, dude, there's some long days on that green grass side.
Sure.
But I'll tell you this: when I'm done with retail, and I'm done, and I'm gonna guess around 70 when I'm just done, retired. Right? I'm gonna be a cart boy again.
Gonna do it again?
Heck yeah!
Are you gonna be cart boy or go Marshall?
No marshalling.
What, T starter?
Nope. Cart boy. I'm gonna put carts up. I'm gonna wash them. I'm gonna do all of it. I'm gonna bring them up in the morning.
I love the best cleaning the range. Go there, put your music on.
Yeah.
Pick the range.
And it's great, man.
I used to love it when people would hit you with balls and everything, and you're just riding around out there. That would be all right.
Yeah. That wouldn't be bad. So you've been in business 20 plus years. Yep. Started with Adams.
Yeah.
The transition was it Callaway?
To Callaway Golf.
Yeah.
So I was with Callaway for 12 plus years.
Yeah.
And recently made the change to Titleist about 8-9 months ago.
Heck yeah, man. Enjoying it so far?
It's been great. It really has. It's been eye-opening.
Yeah. And you came right in on one of the hottest launches ever.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Titleist brand is iconic, right?
Absolutely.
You all know. What you've done with it over the years, and the partnership you have with us and Titleist. But I didn't realize this, and we just found this out. Just in the last 5 years, Titleist has doubled their club business in the last 5 years.
I believe it.
Wow.
Just in clubs.
Dude, if you gave a most improved award out there, and listen, I'm not crapping on the brand. They had some awesome product, but it was always kind of known as that tour product. You know what I mean? The drivers, the fairway woods. I couldn't hit a Titleist fairway wood higher than this.
Yes, sir.
Dude, this new line, and here's what's been cool the last 5 years, is every time a new iron or a new, especially woods, right? If it's a new driver or fairway wood, you can literally look into the camera. You can tell a customer, right? You can tell anybody it is the best driver or fairway wood they've ever had. By the way, the hybrids that launched not too long ago, same thing.
Yeah.
Every single year for the last however many generations, 3 or 4 generations, they've one-upped the previous year, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are leading tour counts a lot of times, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's eye-opening and across all levels of the product. I mean, the number one driver on tour, we'll talk about in the irons, number one irons on tour for the last 11 years and counting. I mean, you talk about Vokey wedges, you talk about hybrids, you talk about golf ball. I mean, it's amazing how much product is out there. And like you said, making the best product for the best players in the world, we talk about the pyramid of influence. You start there, you validate it there, and it works its way down. But we're going to show you some stuff today, too, that is pretty exciting because all levels of player can play Titleist now.
Yeah.
I think if I had one gripe over the last however many years, I would say that higher handicapped iron, right? That player that's maybe new to the game or that just struggles with a slice or just, he's working all the time. He's playing once every 2 or 3 months, right? He just needs something super forgiving. That's almost been kind of an SKU you guys have been trying to catch up with. You're there now, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we have something to show you today that a couple options that'll fit that. And it's kind of been eye-opening for me, too, coming to this side of the brand and, coming to Titleist. My dad, 72 years old, and that's the first thing he says. He's like, I'm not good enough to play Titleist.
That's interesting, yeah. I mean, that would be, what do we call that? Some sort of, what do you call that in sales? It's like a rejection or a objection. Objection.
Yeah.
That's always the objection is, well, I'm not good enough to play Titleist. Yeah, you are.
You are. And,
Yeah,
and
for
we're going to
sure.
show you some things today. But like you said, it's been a process. But we're dedicated to make sure we make the best product no matter what handicap it's for. And that all starts with R&D and the money that we spend there. So got some cool things going. Very excited to talk about today.
Sweet.
Super pumped. Now, on the engineering side, y'all made a big push and hired a bunch more engineers for the R&D side of engineering this product. And so y'all are putting your money where your mouth is and saying, look, we've worked this out.
Yep.
It is the best.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, back in the day, they had 4 to 6 R&D engineers back there, and now they have somewhere between 70 and 80 R&D people working on just clubs.
Yeah.
Same thing on golf ball. I mean, we're working on 3 to 5 years down the road. We have a team that is just an innovation team. They're going out and trying to find things that people haven't even thought of yet. Maybe it's a material, maybe it's an idea, maybe whatever it is. They're just thinking about 3 to 5 years down the road, this vision, this plan. And you're exactly right. It starts by growing that team and getting experts in there to look at all aspects of the golf club.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a good point. You said the whether it's a new material, which y'all introduced on the GT,
Yep.
the GT line, y'all introduced a whole new crown composite material that I think is a great transition to the first thing we need to look at is this new GT1 Tour fairway.
Yep.
That has the new carbon or the new material crown.
Yeah, the PMP crown.
So the GT2, GT3, GT1 fairway does not have the PMP crown, but this specific one does, and it's the most played fairway in your tour players right now.
Yeah, for us, again, we came out with the GT1 a little bit later, came out at the beginning of the year, and I knew instantly just because of where I've been, and I struggle to hit fairway wood. It's probably one of the hardest clubs in the bag still to hit. A little bit lower profile, front and back adjustable weight compared to the other ones didn't have that, but this has been the number one played fairway wood from us on tour since we came out with it, GT1. It's a GT1 tour. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, so this comes out in about 6 weeks.
Holy moly.
So
14 and a
Would you
half.
take a look at that?
Yeah, so 14 and a half degrees, a little bit bigger, 180 cc's. As Clinton mentioned, the PMP crown, so different sound, different feel. We're able to adjust a little bit more weight, move weight inside the head, but this has been a staple and out on tour, and over 30% of our fairway woods are this fairway wood.
And it's already won, correct? Overseas?
The GT1 driver has.
GT1 driver,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't know if this one has won yet, but the GT1 driver has. But that whole conception of GT1 product for high handicap or slow club head speeds, it's not true. I mean, the thing is a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. You want to take a look at this?
Oh, yeah.
I had a customer just a week or so ago asking me about GT1, and I went out there. I said, yeah, we've got a couple. So I went over the rack, picked it up, and I set it down. And I was just talking to him about it, right? And I looked down and went, oh my gosh, it looks so good sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Why I bring that up is I think one of the mistakes a lot of companies used to make, you're not seeing it as much, but it's still out there. They kind of back themselves into a corner in terms of weighting, face closure, right? So on and so forth. That A1 neutral setting on the GT1 fairway, not even that one looks incredible, but it's not hook faced. You know what I'm saying?
Real neutral.
It allows so many different players to get in there and play it. And by the way, just because it's not hook faced, right? Just because it's not closed like this at address doesn't mean you can't set it up to help with your slice. Right? So the lower profile is a lot easier to launch. It's a lot easier to keep online. But listen, if you're a player and you can't hit a fairway wood very high, GT1 and now this,
Dude, this is going to be...
Forget about it.
Yeah. So 14.5 degrees of loft, still the full adjustability of the cog, and it's got the movable weight on the front and back that you...
Yep, front and back. The heavier weight comes in the front, so 11 grams in the front, 3 grams in the back. Obviously, you can weight it differently if you make it longer or shorter, but the performance around it is pretty exciting. And when the reason we came out for it is because it's the most requested out there. I mean, every week they're building them. They're building these, and then in GT1s too, 5 woods, 7 woods, 9 woods. I'm sure you guys are seeing some of that as well. You'll see some of that probably down the line with us, some more offerings. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year down the way. But it's amazing how many high lofted fairway woods are making it in players' bags out there.
You're saying in the GT1 Tour they may do
I don't know if it'll be Tour or if it'll be whatever it may be, other product lines. It's just amazing every meeting we go to and players we're with, even better players, how many people are going to higher lofted fairway woods.
So to speak on that, I'll tell you, I got to play golf at the Alotian Club.
You did get to go to the Alotian Club.
I've only been there once.
Dude, unbelievable experience. But I was playing with Rick Gasser, who helps out with the Wyoming team. He's one of the coaches of the Wyoming squad. He had 2 guys on that squad that were hitting 9 woods.
9 woods.
And I went, holy cow, it's just so crazy. And Rick pulled that stupid 9 wood out and hit it so straight, perfectly high, and just came down so soft. And I went, I want a 9 wood.
Kind of do.
It's way better than a hybrid, dude.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It's just...
But this is kind of weird because
crazy.
we've seen this transition happen in the last year or two, that people are getting the hybrids out of the bag or the long irons out of the bag and putting the woods back in.
Yeah.
This has just happened in the last year or two where people have been really, hey, you got a 7 wood? You got, we get the 9 wood occasionally, but that 7 wood flies off the shelf.
Oh, can't keep them.
It's what do you think the drive is there from the Titleist perspective of, because I know GT, I mean, we got 7 woods in on the launch and they flew off the shelf.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the things that has opened our eyes a little bit is every shop I go into or every customer I'm with, that's one of the first things we talk about that you're out of. You always go heavy on 3 woods, right?
Yeah.
But you never go heavy enough in the higher lofted fairway woods. I just think it's the confidence level, the head shape, the shallowness of the face, just how forgiving we are able to make the fairway woods now, bigger footprint.
Yep.
A little bit. They really changed the soul of the fairway woods as well to make them better interaction with the turf. So that's a big thing as well. So I still do see a good amount of hybrids out there, but you're seeing more, not 3 hybrids, you're seeing more 4, 5, and even 6 hybrids.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that 5 wood, 7 wood comes into play and then go into like a 4 or 5 hybrid, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the lie angle too on a fairway wood for me versus a hybrid. So many hybrids out there they look toe up to me. They look upright, and therefore a little close. I just feel like I'm going to hit them dead left.
Yeah.
Whereas, especially with your fairway wood line, man, they're just so clean from the top, and the lie angle, it just seems to set perfect for my eyes.
Yeah, everybody that sets this one down, that's the first thing they say. We just had somebody in here earlier. They set it down, and they're like, "I can play this," right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's it's the real thing. We got.
I mean,
It's going to be exciting.
unless it's the Adams Pro Gold peanut.
Dude, I still have one of those.
Sorry, I had to. I had to.
There's
yeah.
one. There's one in the pond at OCC,
Yes, sir.
and then there's one in my little bin thing at the house.
Yeah.
And you don't see too many of those anymore.
It had a burial at sea moment.
So
Happens.
there was a redesign here because as we transition down into the new irons, the U505 is coming back.
Yep.
And the new T250U
Correct.
is coming back. Tell us a little bit about those because those will be transitional pieces from the fairways to the irons.
Yeah, no, I mean, you talk about two products there that are really player specific, right? So better players, and it's an opportunity for us to, those better players get long irons back in their bag. Hybrids aren't for everybody. They are for me.
Yeah,
they're
exactly right.
They're not for everybody, but they are for me. But the U505, how we made it a little bit better, it's Forge Cup face, faster ball speeds, hotter ball speed across the entire face, better spin consistency, but it's still kind of a utility iron look. Where the 250, when you see the 250, it's more of an iron play. It's more of that player that likes an iron look, iron back to fit into that set. And we saw a lot of those. We introduced these irons, U505, in the 250U at Colonial this year. And I think on tour they said 9 sets, full sets, went into the bag the first week out on tour, which is crazy for people to change like that. But what really was eye-opening, how many of the U505s and how many of the T250Us went into play, 3 and 4 irons.
Yeah.
You know, two irons. So really easy to hit, easy to launch, easy to see. So I'll grab those so you can kind of take a look. So here's a U505 you can kind of see in the 4.
I really like the redesign of it where it doesn't have the cap back. It's more of that flow forged. It looks really good.
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
See the finish, everything about it. And then this is a T250U, again, a little bit smaller footprint. One of the biggest things we did in the U505 is we have a 1, 2, 3, and 4. But one of the knocks, if there was one, was just the head size. So we really changed the head progression where it gets smaller into the 3 and 4. And then you have your T250U that can kind of fit into the iron set, really clean looking, finish, everything about it.
So we brought the one iron staying in the line with the 505.
Yep.
Love it. But I really do love the redesign is because I think that
great.
That one of the biggest complaints about the 505 was the cap back. It was real bulky. And I mean, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Dude, from the top, Clinton, I'm telling you, the back of that iron blends with the top line.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's not overbearing. You know what I mean? I think that's the hardest thing. I tell people all the time, when you're hitting kind of that utility iron or that driving iron, right? You almost have to learn how to hit it.
Yeah.
Yep.
These look like you could just step up and hit it like, you would
like an iron. Yeah.
Right?
Flows in the bag for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have that big, massive, and so many, they just look like shovels. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean,
that 250 is sick.
Well, especially when we get down to the irons, again, removing the cap back, this is a solid flow forged iron. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, singular design. You're able to control the weight a little bit more, move some tungsten out on the heel and toe, make it a little bit higher MOI, get the ball flight where you want it, but really dial in the sound and feel, right? That's one thing too. If somebody equates something with feel, it's usually sound. So if you make it sound good, look good, and they get the performance out of it, I think we'll do well.
Yeah. Carl, can you speak a little bit on this? Because, I think this is so fascinating that like this term has come back into the game. For years, the term MOI went missing.
Yeah.
It was just gone. Companies didn't do a very good job of talking about it, though it was still in the forefront of their design concepts, right? It's just not something they really told the consumer enough about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can you kind of speak and tell everybody, MOI from Titleist perspective, what are you guys trying to do with moment of inertia?
Yeah, just trying to maximize it where we can on the head size. So each head size, depending on how much weight you have, to really make it the the most forgiving golf club you can have the most stability through impact. And I think we saw it a little bit this week. I mean, you're talking about it a lot in putters. People are talking about in putters, head twisting through impact, really big in MOI and drivers. That's where, because the head size is so big, you can actually get the MOI super high, but sometimes it can actually be too high and you'll lose distance. So you got to kind of make sure that you're balancing it, right? You have the right MOI for each club that you're designing. But really the stability through impact is what you're trying to get, forgiveness.
It's essentially how far did it go, but how far offline was it, right? Maximizing how far it can go, but also how far offline was it? So here's the $1 million question, right? What's the right MOI, right, in today's world? And I think like driver, for an example, let's just go with that for a minute. As you get to the larger head, Ping did it. They made a 10K. That was awesome. Where did it go?
Straight, but nowhere.
Yeah, it lasted a year.
Yeah.
And Ping said, wait a minute, we're going to dial that back a little bit. Yeah. And the 440, right, it had, you know, whatever, but it wasn't a 10K.
No, TaylorMade did the same thing.
Yeah, same deal. And so Titleist really never had to go back to the drawing board on that, which that's why I brought it up. You guys really kind of have this dialed. Your ball speeds with the drivers are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And dude, y'all had to cover such a long stretch there. You know what I'm saying? From where Callaway and TaylorMade were versus where Titleist was. I mean, it was definitively different.
Yeah.
And now you guys are kind of really the industry leaders from a ball speed perspective. I think you've really got that number dialed in as far as MOI, right?
Yeah, I think it's the right combination, and it's exactly what you said is true. I mean, we've seen it, and I know we opened up by talking about how in the last 5 years we've doubled our club business, but we had a long way to come. And like you said, we're there now, and I think people are wanting to know what we're coming out with next, because we do have some great momentum with the GT, with the T series we came out with some of these new toys that we're talking about today. Yeah. We are pushing the limits, and it goes back to the money that we're spending in R&D and driving our product, you know, to make the best product for all players' games.
Yeah.
For the dedicated golfer. Like when you think about that, the dedicated golfer, I mean, if you have somebody walk in your shop, they're a dedicated golfer. They're trying to make their game better. Those are the people that we're trying to make the game easier for, that we're trying to make the best product for, to make the game a little bit easier, because I promise you, it's not easy for me.
Yeah. Well, I think it speaks so much to where you guys are. And I would say you're even ahead of some of the people or some of the companies that people walk through the door in their brain because they've been marketed to a certain way. They're sitting there thinking, yeah, I've got to go this company, when really they should walk over to the Titleist rack, because you just talked about MOI in a utility iron.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to talk about MOI in the rest of the irons that you have here to show. I'm sure y'all have an MOI concept with your wedge, even, right? The point is that you guys are talking about how far can we get this to go, but how precise can we be, right? How accurate can we be? And then the other thing is the consistency of spin performance across the face. That is so huge in today's game, and I think it gets lost. I think so many manufacturers are not producing enough spin on the iron, and I can't wait to hear about that next part.
So I think you should transition first to the T150, T100, and talk about that dynamic right there, and then we'll go back to the 250 and 350.
Yeah,
because we were talking about this earlier about the spin dynamic. Get into that a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Spin consistency is a big thing, especially with players. And one thing we talk about as a company is the 3Ds. And 3Ds: distance, dispersion, and descent angle. And when you have the number one iron on tour for the last 11 years and counting, you have a product that your tour players, they're like, hey, I love this. I don't want you to switch it too much, but if you could make it go a little further, fly a little bit higher, and my spin consistency be a little bit better, I'd be all for it. And that's what we have. So in the new 100, the T100, this iron is a great iron for us. Number one plate iron out on tour for us. Very clean looking, the finish, everything about it, but stayed the same shape, stayed the same blade length. They didn't want to change much. Internally, we have a little tungsten weight. You talk about that MOI, getting it a little bit split. Most tungsten we've ever used in a player's iron, the feel, the sound. But we have a new groove story across each iron face. It's a progressive groove. You talk about it in wedges, where when players out on tour, or better players, or even us, we don't hit out of the center of the fairway all the time. We just saw it on TV this weekend, and you see it week in, week out on tour. They struggle with out of the rough, out of the sand, wet conditions. If we can keep that spin consistency and ball speed up across the entire face, you're going to have a more precise golf club. They're going to have more control. So throughout this line, one of the biggest things that we've added is spin consistency, and especially in your scoring clubs. So, I mean, this is 2 times more spin than we've ever had in an iron, where you're going to lose less spin when you're out of different conditions, which is huge. It's going to go the same distance. It's going to fly the same, and it's going to react the same. So really clean looking. One thing we did too on this is we strengthened the degree, loft degree across the board on the T100.
I think that was needed and probably going to help.
Yeah,
from that spin side of things.
Well, in the way that the golf club's designed now, we can strengthen it a little bit because the spin's up in it. So we were able to strengthen it a little bit. And one of our best selling irons, or one of our most played irons out there on tour, is still the 100Ss, where those were a little bit strengthened.
Yeah.
And then the better players, if they want to tweak this and bend those a little bit weak, the turf interaction is actually better for them. They like the way that the sole interacts with the ground. So it's pretty cool. I got to see some cool commercials, some of the players starting to film this stuff for the first time when they were hitting it. And Russell Henley was filming, and he hit this, and he picked up like 2,000 RPMs of spin out of the rough. And he's like, I want to take this one with me.
Yeah. That's like cheating.
Yeah. They're like, well, no, you can't because it doesn't come out for 3 months. But he's like, no, I'm taking this one with me.
Well, you know what's crazy, and you know this for sure. I know, Clinton, you were around when the groove change happened. It just seems like every company has been chasing that ever since, right? Whether it's a wedge, whether it's an iron, they've really been trying to chase that spin consistency for wet conditions, out of the rough, around the greens, right? What's crazy when they changed the groove is that tour players were like, well, crap, there's not really, I mean, Jared Turner, we had him on here, former tour player. And dude, that was a career changing issue for him, is when his rookie season, he got a call from his agent and said, hey, bro, he was playing AP2. He's like, you got to change the entire bag. What? Why? And they're not conforming, man. He goes, well, I thought we had one more year. He goes, yeah, you don't. So you're going to have to go ahead and make the switch now. That was however many years ago. Bless his heart, Turner's still on the lookout for a club in which he can predict that spin out of a rough, out of a fairway, out of wet conditions, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys may have found something here with the new groove story.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and each face is designed differently, right? Because each iron, depending on where the CG is and what shot you're hitting, you want the grooves to be more aggressive in different spots, right? So each groove changes. So it's pretty cool to see. And then on the long iron, another technology that we've added in the T100, and you'll see it in the T150, is this power channel here on the back of the iron, where, again, for players, you want that ball speed difference between each iron, somewhere between 4 miles and 5 miles per hour, to keep that 10, 15 yard gap distance. And this power channel will help that face flex a little bit more. So you can kind of see it in the back there, Jared. And that'll really help the ball speed across the entire face, get faster ball speed, launch a little bit higher, and really be able to keep some of those long irons in the players' bags a little bit more.
Now, is there like a polymer material or something in here that goes into reduced vibration and all that?
All the sound.
So it's still going to just feel buttery.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, the sound, the feel, everything is dialed in on that player's product. Again, when you have something good, they don't want you to change it too much.
Hey,
right?
Man, it's funny how, and you've worked with several of them, right? But it's hilarious how they want a new toy.
Right.
For sure, but don't Don't mess it up.
Yeah,
Don't change it.
It's kind of like your favorite meal, right? Wherever you're going to eat or where you're
Yeah.
going, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm coming here because I know what I'm getting and what I want, and
That's right.
that's how those players are too. They're used to something, especially as many balls as those players hit and how dialed in they are. So
That's awesome.
Transitions up to the 150. Tell us a little bit about what happened in the 150.
Yeah, the 150 is pretty exciting. It fits a lot of players. Strength in a degree as well. Same finish. One thing we did do on this is we made the blade length a little bit longer. So able to get that CG MOI a little bit wider, which we talked about MOI. We have a split tungsten design inside the head here, 2 tungsten weights, which we have a patent on. More tungsten we've ever used in a player's iron. I think somewhere between 30 to 40% of the iron head weight is tungsten. Really to dial in that launch ball speed across the entire face and keep that stability where we need to. And then that spin consistency that we have in the progressive grooves across the entire face. So pretty cool to see.
And then
Go ahead.
long irons still have the slot.
Yep.
Yep.
In the slot, the power channel in that to keep the ball speeds up in the long iron. You don't need those in the 8 iron and down, but really clean looking. We were at our sales meeting and we got to go through a fitting, which was pretty cool for me to see and go through the product. They had us hit everything, but I think out of 82 or 84 reps, I want to say 90% of us ended up with a combo set of some sort, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that'll be great for us since we're a component dealer for these guys.
Yep.
We'll be able to combo the heck out of these things for people, which is exciting.
Well, I see because you can do T150, T100 for your better players that want a little more forgiveness up top. But I see even those mid handicappers doing T150, T250. And I'm excited to look at the T250 because you know what it reminds me of, Jared?
Hit me.
One of the most impressive irons Titleist ever built, the TMB.
Ooh, you're right. That was an awesome
got a
iron.
very TMB-esque shape. And again, they got away from the kind of the badged back, and it just flows really, really well. And that T200 was very, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular. So the T250 just kind of building on that foundation, but completely changing the look of the iron head. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one too. I mean, this is a category. This is our bread and butter in the business. This is, this is a game improvement player's iron. You talk about a distance player's iron. You mentioned a lot of the stuff, Glenn, that I'm going to talk about, but the T250, this is me all day. You talk about combo sets, some mid handicappers, 8 to 10 handicapper going T250, 150 combo. That's kind of me, but I kind of did that just so I could say I had a 150 in the bag.
I got a 150 pitching wedge.
True, but you'll be able to play this thing. This iron looks so good. The biggest thing is it's a singular design.
Yeah.
So no more badging. We're able to keep the sound, the feel. This is a game changer in players' distance iron.
Yes.
The sound, the amount of tungsten. We have a patent on the split tungsten, how much tungsten goes in, over 100 grams of tungsten weight in this iron. One of the biggest things is you talk about trampoline effect. We hear trampoline effect on woods and ball speed, and everybody can make the driver hot on the center of the golf club. A lot of companies can, right? Everybody has good product out there.
Listen to this.
But the hard thing is how do you get the same ball speed on the center of the club face all the way out on the edges, out on the heel or out on the toe? So you think about a trampoline, the face is a trampoline. Well, all right, so our R&D team, they start thinking, okay, if we have a trampoline of a face, what can we put behind the face to help it, widen that? So they started thinking different things. It's like when you drop a golf ball on the center of a trampoline, the rebound effect is so high. The further you go out on the trampoline, it starts dropping shorter and shorter, right? Your rebound effect isn't as strong. Well, that trampoline is pretty fast. Well, what if we put a trampoline inside a trampoline? So there's a launch pad behind this face. And what that trampoline does is it takes the ball speed not only on the center of the face, but gets it wider across the entire face. So we get fastest ball speeds we've ever seen across the entire face. Again, talking about the 3Ds, distance, dispersion, descent angle, and ball speed and the progressive groove face for our spin consistency. This iron has it all, and it's pretty darn good looking.
Dude, I want to hit it so bad right now. Is it just buttery too coming off the face?
I'm telling you, if there was one knock on the T200, if any,
Come on.
it was a little bit clicky. For
It was
some players,
clicky.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I couldn't do it.
yeah. And as you know, sound and feel, you know, people relate those to each other.
Sound
So
is feel.
It is.
Right?
And this thing, I'm telling you, is.
Wow.
Does it not look fabulous?
It's.
Also, to add to this, y'all are introducing a new AMT shaft with the T200s.
Yeah, the T250s. Yeah, the T250s.
Or T250s,
Yep,
yeah.
sorry. Yep. There's a new AMT silver. So still the white, black, and red, and then the silver will kind of go between the white and black.
So I want to talk about something real quick. T200 kind of started the talk along, I would say, with the 300 series and so on. They kind of started the talk for Titleist of the distance variant, right? Of I don't know, catching up, if you will, to how far other golf clubs are going.
Yep.
What I've noticed in fitting, though, is how I always tell people this. Titleist is not selling you a distance story. You're going to get distance, but it's a consistent distance.
Sure.
What you're not going to see is that 240-yard 7-iron randomly out of nowhere, PXG, and you're going to have way more control over those yardages.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This iron right here is the most beautiful 200 series I have ever seen. This is my first time seeing it.
Yep.
I didn't look at anything before we started.
Yep.
This is incredible, and I want to hit it right now. Right now, I want to go hit it. I'm not gonna. I wanna.
Yeah.
It's
And
unbelievable.
I mean, you talk about distance,
at
you
that
talk
thing.
about sound and feel, you talk about look. That's one thing about this iron. Our R&D team was able to dial in. We did not have to sacrifice one thing for the other,
Yeah.
right? We get the distance, we get the height, we get the descent angle, but we also get a phenomenal look, feel, and sound, which I'm telling you, this iron, when I hit it, and again, I went combo set just so I could say I had a 150 in the bag, but
Sure.
I should be playing 250s all the way down. But
So, and again, I think this is important to talk about. But I'm playing the 150 currently, the black ones, and they're so sick.
yeah,
And I didn't really notice like this huge distance loss at all going from some of the other variants I've played, which are several. But the 150, what I found was just the consistency of the number, right? How much difference did you see, or how much did you have to vary your set makeup, right? So let's just say you transitioned from the T150 7-iron to the T250 6-iron.
Oh.
What's the bend for that?
1 degree.
1 degree.
Yeah, I just had to do it.
Not 2, not 3, 1.
Yeah, 1 degree. It all matched up perfectly. Actually, we were looking at, and I mean, our fitters are so dialed in. It was pretty cool. Really looking at the ball speeds, the distance, the peak height, everything. Really only had to weaken short irons just a little bit, 1 degree, and everything came into place. And I'm not gonna lie, I throw a GT1 hybrid in my in the middle of my bag too. So my 4/5 iron is actually a GT1 hybrid. I can hit the thing high and fly
That's
it the
awesome.
way I need to fly it. So yeah, it was pretty exciting to see and feel.
That's a 200.
Yep, 250. That thing is
250.
250.
Why do
is a
I keep
game
saying
changer.
200? I'm an idiot.
Because that's what everybody's used to, and but that's
200
the thing.
was in the line for a long time,
long
too.
time. But when you have something as big as this,
You got to change it up.
we made it a little bit bigger, so we made it a little bit longer, and it is time for T250 and fits into the lineup well.
Jonathan, go ahead. Zoom into my new set. Tell me how I look with it. You see that?
Looks pretty good.
It's going to be my new set. It's unbelievable.
It is.
So
good.
what's the difference with this silver shaft? I know you just said that a minute ago, but is it basically mid-launch?
Yeah, mid. Yeah, it's going to fall in between the white and the black, and just another option there. We felt like, or they felt like there was a little bit of area that they could fit another option into. So
Like a 115 range or something like
yeah,
that,
and
I'm
I
guessing.
don't have exact specifics on it. I probably should be dialed in a little bit more. I could.
Well, they may not have released it yet. It's probably proprietary to you guys.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
I think it's launching in this iron. So and then it'll be out to the masses, but not
That
sure
is so
there.
cool.
So yeah, pretty excited. So
And then you get to the most I can't say the most, but you get to the beautiful T350, which again looks very similar if you're just to look at it to the T250.
It's crazy when you talk about maximum game improvement golf club. I mean, I've never seen a maximum game improvement golf club look this good, right? And that's that perception that I'm not good enough to play Titleist, but I'm telling you, there's over 110 grams of tungsten weight in this golf club. It's super wide. The CG is where it needs to be. This thing doesn't have to be big and bulky, like you said.
Well, and I think you might even see some triple combo there in a 3 or 4 iron T350, 5 and 6 iron T250, 7 iron down 150, is to just get that launch at the top.
Yep.
And again, the T350, getting away from the badging on the back, it is beautiful because it kind of, again, gives you that muscle back look from the back end, but you're getting the super game improvement in that iron. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not big and bulky. It sounds phenomenal. It feels good. I agree with you. I mean, there are people that, in our rep force that had 3 different irons in play in their bag and their makeup, and it's going to happen. But the finish, they all look clean. They all look similar. I mean, if you even notice like little stuff, and I know it's little things, but you look at like the number on the bottom of the golf club, like we changed the font.
The font's different. Yeah,
I saw that.
Just a little more traditional, clean.
It's just clean.
Yeah, but the biggest thing again throughout this lineup, 100, 150, 250, and 350. This 350 has Forge Cup face, fast ball speeds across the entire face. Any handicap can play this. So I'm so excited to get this in my dad's hands. I'll see him in August, going up to Pennsylvania to see him and play some golf with him, and hopefully have some of these for him to hit then, because they need to be in his bag. We finally got the GT1s in his bag, so he's all dialed in on the wood side now. Now he's ready for these. So pretty excited. But again, the amount of tungsten that goes into this golf club, the technology, again, not having to sacrifice anything, but still that distance, dispersion, and descent angle. Think about it. This one, where we're going to sell this in the 250, and I would tell any of your associates or people that walk through the door is, think about an island green. Think about number 17 at Sawgrass, where you have to fly an iron onto a green and make it stop. And with so many iron sets these days, the strong loss and they're not spinning, you need something like this that you can launch it high. You can land it and it can hold a green. You got to carry a bunker. You got to carry a creek. What is it? But you're not going to lose distance, and that's what this is. And that'll actually kind of lead me into one other little secret I have in irons coming as well.
This is, first of all, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you guys are letting the tech do the talking, bro. It's not a shovel.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not looking at a shovel down there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I mean, again, T400 is gone, right? I mean, you talk about shovel or big golf club. I mean, that was a maximum game improvement golf club. But this one that's not needed with this. The technology and the performance of this is pretty good. So excited.
Wow.
You said there's another secret though.
Yeah, there is. I don't even know if I talked about this one with you guys yet. It's I don't even have a sample of it.
Yes, the
T250 launch spec. Okay, so take that 250 head. You have it over there. It's the same exact head as the 250.
Is that it?
Yep, I think.
Yeah,
that's
my future set. Yeah,
there's
so
your future set.
That's your future set. So we have. I want you to think about this. You talk about how I kind of just talked about carrying the ball or launching the ball higher. There are a lot of golfers out there that are launch deficient or carry. They don't have enough carry distance. So all our technology, everything that goes into that golf club, we have a 250 launch spec that is 6 grams lighter, and it's on average 4.5 degrees weaker in the 7 iron. So think about that. So during my fitting, they wanted us to hit everything. We hit everything. So I hit the 250. I loved it. I hit the 250 launch spec. I hit it the same distance, but my peak height, I hit the launch spec 20 feet higher. I've never seen a 7 iron go that high.
That's so sick.
It was unbelievable.
But it went the same distance.
Went the same distance. But there's some people that'll hit it further because they don't create enough club head speed, so they don't carry it far enough. They lose distance, right? So for faster ball speeds, they might hit it the same distance, but depending on what ball flight you want. But then also it's 6 grams lighter. So again, We have this, again, Titleist, I think, does a great job with up and coming juniors, better players, college players. If you looked at the NCAA championships, how many schools played our product and how many young players, relate to Titleist and want to wear the brand and play the ball and play the product. This will be a great club for them, the launch spec for that junior player, right? There's a lot of clubs out there. There's a lot of players out there that are searching to find something, but the heads are too heavy. The lofts are too strong. They can't keep it in the air. This launch spec will be good for them, for better player women, for slower club head speed men, for anybody that needs launch, even
Or
me.
low spin guys.
Or low spin guys. I spin the ball real low. I saw 20 feet at my max peak
That is
height.
huge.
It's crazy. Like I can actually carry a bunker now.
That's wild.
I mean, obviously, we do a ton of fittings, and that's one of the things, especially out here in West Texas, we have a lot of wind, right? And it's one of the things that I really try to explain to people, because especially if you don't have the speed, right? We've got to get your yardage from somewhere, and it ain't going to be the ground where we're going to cause some friction,
Yep.
right? We've got to get that thing up here and flying. And their first concern is always what? Well, what about the wind? It's going to eat the... No. If our spin's proper, it won't. That's what your tech does, is it allows it to spin properly, right? But also with this launch spec, that's a game changer, dude.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. So, $1 million question. How much are these going to cost me?
For you?
If I buy them off my shelf, what are they going to cost me?
You're still a Michigan fan?
I'm a huge Michigan fan, which, by the way, you're cruising. I was going to give you a beautiful gift.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we charged extra for that.
No, you don't. In fact, there should be a discounted rate for national champions, but, you wouldn't know that as a Penn State guy.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Have you ever had one? I don't know.
We share one time? Or
Not with us.
No. Yeah, there's been one, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We might have to go back to like the 1800s to figure that out. I don't know.
Back when football was invented.
No, are these, what are they like?
So, map pricing went up $15 a club. So
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, with all the tech, all the tungsten, everything we went up into, new shafts, everything. I mean, you're talking map pricing $14.99 for 7 pieces, right where everybody
$100.
is.
What a great deal, though, man. For as beautiful as these things look, these are $2,000 all day.
Yep.
$1,499.
Which, by the way, they do have a $2,000 set that's limited release right now. 2005 680s.
Dude.
2 to pitching wedge.
They look so sick.
2005 or 2003. When did the 680s come out?
05.
05, yeah. 2005 680s.
I think, I don't know this, but I think it was
Adam Scott.
Yeah, but I think Tiger might have helped inspire that design.
You know what?
I don't remember that.
I think a story should be told here about a guy who had Tiger's Titleist irons.
No, I can't do it.
You can't do it.
2000 for another time.
Yeah, 2005 680s are re-released.
Yeah.
2 to pitching wedge.
That's cool.
$2,000.
It's crazy. I haven't got to hold them. I seen pictures. I think I could maybe hit the pitching wedge.
Yeah, that's where I was just like, man, I really want
to be fair, we could hit all of them.
Yeah.
Now, where they're going.
Where on the face might be a problem.
Yeah. No, great addition. Again, for that player.
Yeah.
Again, small portion of the business, but they're out there. The Titleist loyalists are out there. And
how many of your tour guys, number one, 11 years and counting, how many of your tour guys, I think this is a great question, how many of your tour guys are playing blades? The MB.
I mean, very few. I mean, I'd probably say maybe 10, 15%, but they're not playing blades all the way through, right? I mean,
CB up top.
I would say most of them are comboing, right?
It's a combo set.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking maybe 7 iron down.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
So even the tour guys are seeing such a benefit. But again, I want to hit this home with people, man, because if you go Titleist, what you're getting is precision along with your distance, and you're getting tighter dispersion. You're getting the proper descent angles. You're not going to hit irons through greens. You're going to hit greens with precision, and you're going to know that number.
And you're going to hold the green.
Yeah, and that's why tour players are so high on them. And as you mentioned, the collegiate players, very high on them.
Yep.
You know, they feel great. They look great. This line, we get to say it again. They've done it again.
Yeah.
It's the best iron line they've ever launched.
Yeah, no.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I mean, I've been, like I said, 20 plus years. I've been a part of some cool products and product releases, but this is something special. I mean, there's some irons for every player here, and it's like high end jewelry. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when you get on the golf course and it performs, it's eye opening. I mean, excited to go play. Excited to get them in my hands. Mine are at home.
Oh, so you got yours
really
already.
good.
All right.
I got mine already. Yeah, our company does some great things, and
It's like I work for them.
I know.
But
Took good care of us.
pre-orders open July 10th, and they start building them.
Yeah, so par date or in-store date is August 21st. That's when
Yep.
you'll see them on shelves.
Right.
But you all will have your fitting stuff July 10th, can start fitting, come in, get fitted, get these guys, get you dialed in, and we'll start building those sets right away. So the first month or first 5 weeks, we're focusing just on special order sets. And so
Wow.
so if somebody comes in, get fit, special order, we'll go ahead and build that set, and you'll have it in 7 business days, something like that. And
guys are
How
so
dope is
cool.
that? Yeah, that's sick.
That's so cool.
yeah,
That's sick.
When do they start building my 250s?
Uh,
Is that pretty soon?
pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
July 10th, Jared.
July 10th,
Okay.
You can have them in
Maybe.
7 to 10 business days.
maybe.
I'm just saying.
I could see.
do know.
I mean, we
guy.
do know some people.
Yeah. I mean, could I?
It's not good enough. The head shake
Should
he just gave
we
us.
should we call Jenkins?
Big Daddy Bubba Bottoms? I don't know.
Do you think Jenkins would pull?
Hold on,
do you
hold on,
think
you ready?
Jenkins would?
No, I tell you what I
be
think
able to
Jenkins
get
would
you
do.
a
He's
set?
like, sure, Big Daddy.
Sure,
I think
Big
he would tell
Daddy.
me, yeah,
Here we go.
sure.
Here we go.
There's like a 0% chance you're getting an answer.
He might.
You think he'll answer?
He
Well,
might.
he might be done with calls, huh?
Or he might be in bed. What time is it?
6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah,
6
you're
o'clock.
right,
Oh,
6
he might
o'clock.
be getting ready for bed.
Hello, you've reached the cell phone voice.
We
bummer.
didn't get that would have been so dope if he
That's
answered.
So, okay, we got that. And then there's a wedge
There's a new wedge.
Is there a wedge
There's
that I need
it's
to know
a
about?
double PVD.
Yeah, the finish on this thing is ridiculous. I mean, you got to take a look at this.
What's the big Jared? I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the biggest complaint about a black?
I can't see the number.
No. What?
Can I see the number now?
No, you
I
still
can
can't
see the number.
What's the biggest? No. Where did you came out of left field with that squirrel? What
Dude.
is the biggest complaint about a black finished iron or wedge?
Well, that the finish is going to go away. My biggest complaint the last however many years
I can't read what club it is.
that they have the black. I can't see the damn number.
Yeah, but
now
now
I can see the number.
Look how far away you can see it from.
Isn't that great?
Let him go.
When
get
the
his
number's
readers. Hold
black,
on.
you can't see the number.
That's
Yeah.
not the complaint.
That's my complaint.
Your complaint. Okay, well they fixed your complaint, but they also have fixed one of the biggest complaints about black finished irons.
They scratch up.
Yeah, I mean, anything's going to wear. I mean, every iron, no matter what you have, it's going to wear, especially as many golf balls as you hit or where you're playing out of. But the finish on this thing is first class, SM10, lofts and grinds, black vapor finish on the wedge shaft. Again, you worry about your shaft scratching.
Vapor.
Yeah.
Black
And then
vapor.
even this little one-of-a-kind grip that you can only get on this wedge. It's pretty cool. This
me
is the
some of
first thing to
those.
come out. This will launch, I think, early August.
But tell the story behind the finish.
Yeah, so basically everything that we've done, everything we've tested, we came out with the, I think you said you were playing them, right? The Vapor T150s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, everything that we do, anytime, I mean, we put this stuff through rigorous tests. I mean, weather, scratch, rattles, everything, drop it. I mean, it's crazy. So double PVD finish, so it'll last longer, wear a little bit better. Performance will be there. It is very, very clean looking. So
I love that black
And
vapor.
you can see the number.
And you can read the number on the new black vapor wedge.
Hey, man, when you get older like me, it doesn't help to look down at a black wedge with a black number. I'm just saying,
Bruh.
I can't see it. Make it red if you want. Red
could
and
have
black,
asked that-
Titleist, red and black.
I could have asked that question to 100 people. One person would have given me, can't see the number.
Can't see the
Jared
number.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Hey, I say what people are thinking, and they're just not saying.
Nobody
Okay.
would have said that. Not a chance. That is a beautiful wedge. So this is kind of the first of the releases, is the wedge.
Yep.
And then next would be the fairway.
Yep.
And then last August 21st will be the official launch of the irons.
Of the irons, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. So kind of in
Golly.
those three that you nailed it. Those three, and then there is another secret coming, but I don't have it yet or pictures. But there might be a little Scotty Vapor down the road.
Oh my God, a black vapor Scotty.
Yeah,
Limited?
maybe,
I'm saying it. You don't have to say it.
maybe.
Chant, guys, listen. There maybe it's coming. Maybe a black vapor Scotty Cameron.
Oh my God.
He's gonna have the
Lemon.
whole set.
Limited. I just hope you can read the number on them.
Me too. I hope Scotty Cameron's not black, or he's gonna have a complaint.
I just hope I can.
I don't
read
need
the
to
number.
read a number on a putter. I do need to read a number on a wedge, because if it says 54 and I grab 58 because I can't read the
Hey.
damn number, that's a problem.
Is there any cool like new staff bags coming? Because I have this one behind me that I need to replace.
John Madden.
I have this cool Titleist staff bag.
Yeah.
And when it was sold to me as John Madden. You gotta go in and boom. Right? John Madden staff bag. And I have Titleist. I mean, just beautiful Titleist John Madden staff bag.
Brought it to me.
Except,
Look at this, man.
hey, you didn't notice it first either.
I did.
Listen, I was like, John Madden's staff bag.
Yeah.
And John Madden just wasn't a PGA pro at Riverside Country Club, though.
Riverbend.
Riverbend, Virginia.
Shout out to John Madden at Riverbend. You're the man.
I hope you retired very wealthy and had a great career. But that's not the John Madden we thought it was.
By the way, I got one of your gloves in my office. Thought it was John Madden's.
Yeah. By the way, I was sold that was John Madden's bag. It's not John Madden's bag. So, do you got any cool staff bags we could replace that with?
Yeah, I'll have to see. We got something coming out in September. A nice Folds of Honor staff bag.
Yeah, I think that needs to be put where John Madden's bag is now.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can
It can go right next to Paige.
Paige Spearnack on the left side.
Are you even saying that right?
Spearnack?
Spearnack? Is it sporanic?
It is not sporanic. I think she'd kick
What
you
would
if it
you
was
say?
Spearnack. Sporanic.
You're from
It's
Pennsylvania.
not. Say it again.
Paige Spearnack.
Spearnack.
He does this all the time.
Sporanic.
He's saying
It's
sporanic.
McElroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige, we're sorry that he can't pronounce your name
Yeah.
right.
Hey, her lip
sweetheart.
gloss is in that bag. Paige, if you're watching this, I just want you to know there have been 15 gentlemen in this shop that have offered me money for that lip gloss alone.
Hey,
But he wouldn't get rid of it.
No, it's with the bag.
It's with the bag.
I'll put
Spearnack.
I'll put that on my notes. We do need a different staff bag
Yeah,
over
put
there.
that in the notes.
I mean, the
That's
John Madden
terrible.
one is pretty good.
It's pretty dope if it was John Madden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great conversation piece.
Jonathan, you got anything for us there? Is it Spearnack or Sporanic?
Oh, shocker.
I've never heard it said like that
Spearnack.
ever in my life.
Also, if you go to the origin of the Irish language, it's McElroy.
Would you stop?
But don't go down that road, Board.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me this:
Yeah.
what irons are you thinking? 150s?
No,
250s?
I'm going 250s.
Yeah.
I'm going 250s with the GT1 Tour
3-wood.
3-wood. When it's available, I'll take a 7 as well. And then I'm going to go 50, 54, 58 in the wedges that I can see the number on. That's what's happening.
I like it.
And I'm excited.
Black PVD wedges that you can read the numbers
But I'm going to
on.
have to have since I'm all Titleist, I'm going to have to go Titleist Tour stand bag.
Tour stand?
Tour staff stand, yep.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
You're going to
That's
also
the
have to
best
get
bag
you
in the
a
world, by the way.
Oh, the tour stand.
black vapor Scotty Cameron.
Yeah. We'll have to get him a T-shirt.
Well, if they're limited, we'll have a line for that. So
I mean,
I probably won't get
I
one
think
of those.
he can move to the front of the line.
I'm
I
just
mean,
ex-
unless somebody can pull some strings.
I'm excited to call the company and tell them how excited Jared is that he can read the number on the wedge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious.
That's
I am calling.
That's a
people
big
as soon
deal.
as
You let them know
You guys.
because it's been a problem. I can't even. It's hard to sell them. I can't even see what numbers they are. I got to look them up.
He's got those stickers that he puts on there. This is my 7.
We wrote it. We write it in a Sharpie on the thing so I
Yeah.
can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen it done.
You know.
All right, Clinton, fire away. What are you going with?
Listen, I love the look of the T250.
Yep.
But I would probably do T150s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I just gotta keep an open mind when you hit them, when you go through it. And again, you gotta feel comfortable with what you're looking at. But I'm
Sure.
telling you, the performance, the sound. I see a little combo in your future.
Combo could be a good idea,
Just a small one.
but there's also the idea of I'll go 250s, and then if I want to get some 150s,
Yep.
I'll go 7 through pitch in the 150s, and then I'll have both.
Hey, you can
Just
you
get
can-
both
If I'm
sets.
feeling like a good player, I'll play the 150s with the 250s. If I'm feeling like a crappy player, like I normally am, 250.
or you just play the wedge in the 150 like I do, and you think you're a player.
Yeah. See,
Bingo.
pitching wedge T150. Pitching wedge. So I heard, and I'm gonna transition into this, Jared, that
Mhm.
you're a pretty big Penn State fan.
I am.
You
I am.
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so from small town Erie, Pennsylvania, had 2 sisters go to Penn State. My great grandmother lived right downtown, across the stadium. Was friends with Joe Pa. She lived to be 98 years old. Would go to games. I would go stay with her in the summer, and just a cool area. Great program, great school. Not for everybody, but it means a lot to me.
The whiteout games are incredible.
I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb here. I don't know a lot about sports. I don't know a lot about sports history. But was Penn State the school that had one of the most heartbreaking stories of their coach back in 2013, 2014?
Well, what happened was the media got a hold of some BS,
Right.
really. And Joe Pa, I think Joe Pa was 163 at the time when he retired.
Yeah.
Bless his heart, he was older than dirt, but he was a phenomenal coach, and it was a shame that a legacy like that got tarnished by, what was that guy's name, Sandusky or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Water under the bridge. It's done. It's over. But I think it got blown out of proportion.
No, where I was going with that, not to bring up like sore news, right? Where I was going with that was because he passed away shortly after retiring.
Mm-hmm.
I think the heartbreak of leaving the school under those conditions broke his heart and pushed him ultimately to passing away.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking what happened with that.
Yeah, and it wasn't fun to see as a fan, right?
Sure.
Being up there, and but also, I think the university has done a good job about rebuilding the program
Yeah.
and
No
coming
doubt.
back. I mean, the Big Ten, year in year out, and I married a Southern girl, so she's a SEC fan. I have a daughter that goes to an SEC school, but I still think week in, week out, the Big Ten is one of the strongest conferences across the board, and obviously with. I forget what school won it this past year, and then the year before that, what school won it. But there's
The U of M. And everybody hates Ohio State, so we can agree there.
I know, and the Nittany Lions are early on. They're going to be probably, and again pre-rankings and all this stuff. They're going to be top 5 just because of everybody they have coming in. But it's cool to see a university be able to rebuild a program, and but there's a lot of history there, right? I mean, there's
Well, how
things
good
that
is
happen.
Franklin, man?
He is.
I mean,
he's a good recruiting. I mean, the one thing about him again is that some people wonder if can he win the big game, right? And he'll have to show that. But again, he's not the one that makes plays all the time. He can coach them, but you got to have players step up and make the big plays. But yeah, Penn State is it's a special place. If you ever get the chance to go check out a stadium or check out a university, I highly recommend it. I wouldn't go during winter unless you really
it's a little chilly.
unless you really like cold and snow.
Well, here's what I'll tell you for sure. I went and watched U of M. Let's see, 3 years ago now. Play your Nittany Lions, and I might have stayed at the hotel where the Penn State guys stayed, and I might have stayed up a little late. And there were a lot of Penn State parents and fans, and even some of the kiddos came down for a little bit until it was lights out time, right? But I will tell you this, man. I sat down there and spoke with some of the parents of players on the team, and absolutely no crap talk. It was just super fun, and they were really great people. And after the game, Michigan, of course, won the game. I mean, that's just kind of what we do. But I'm leaving the stadium, and Penn State fan after Penn State fan, hey, man, great game. Y'all are awesome. Good game. It wasn't any of the things that you can kind of see at some of the other schools around, especially, there's a school just right up the road from us. It can get a little wild after they lose a game. But Penn State was just so incredible. And you, my friend, are so incredible. I'm going to give you something. We actually got this when we did our big Super Bowl whatnot show.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this and I was like, okay, Carl's got to have this. So we didn't give it away. We didn't give it away on the whatnot deal. We didn't even allow anybody to buy it because we needed it to be yours. So check this out.
Holy cow.
Signed by the man.
Come on.
Is that any good?
And I think,
That's for me.
yep, that's for you. I'm going to set it right there so everybody can see it.
That is a signed Penn State Saquon Barkley jersey. Authenticated.
That's all yours.
With a picture of Saquon wearing it. Yeah. That's like a grill.
Yeah, dude. I think it goes without saying. I don't know. I certainly don't know the history as well as you do, Carl, but I would tell you Saquon, and I mean, I think he had like 6,000 yards rushing against Michigan his last year there. I mean, he beat the crap out of us.
I think Saquon could put the whole team on his shoulders and squat them.
Well, I can promise you that's true.
Yeah.
This guy was an absolute savage. And I think personally, he's probably the GOAT for running backs at Penn State. I don't know if there was one better than him or not, but I can tell you this. Watching him dismantle my Wolverines, I think it was his senior season, was horrible. But anyway, he signed this deal, and they did a good job framing it and stuff. What's crazy to me, I've got a Brady one and a Woodson one in my office. What's crazy to me is how small these jerseys are.
Yeah.
And I guess they stretch.
Yeah.
But Joe Banyard, who also he played, it's Chris Cole's son. He played for the Vikings. He gave me a jersey as well. And dude, it's so teeny.
Yeah.
But these guys' legs are like, Saquon's legs are like
tree
three
trunks.
of mine.
Yeah, they're tree trunks.
It's crazy.
I mean, for you, first off, I mean, I'm a huge Saquon fan. Winning the Super Bowl this year, going and doing what he did to the Eagles. Again, I'm on the other side of PA on the Erie side, but I'm so happy for him. But I mean, for you all to do this, like, I've been in the business 20 plus years. I've been a part of a lot of cool stuff. First off, I thought you guys asking me come do this today and talk about the stuff we love, right? But like, I don't think you know how much this means to me. Like it really does. I really appreciate it. I mean,
Of course, man.
I get to work with you and partner with you, but like for you to do this, like that's crazy. That is really, really crazy, and it means a lot. It really does. Thank you very much. You're
very, very welcome, man. And nobody deserves it more than you. You're fantastic at what you do, and we appreciate everything you do. And I actually give you a bunch of crap, but I do like Penn State. I really do.
No,
I pull for them.
I appreciate that. That's good.
As a Big Ten fan, I pull for. Now I will not pull for Ohio State under any circumstance.
Ever.
But Penn State, I hope they win it. I hope they can get there. That Saquon Barkley is a special dude. I've watched a video the other night on YouTube. It's just funny. Of all of his hurdles.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? It's like this guy went through and he clipped all the hurdles that this guy's done and how it's evolved. And that hurdle where he does the
Backwards?
180, right?
Backwards.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The best video that I saw of him was when they were at the Super Bowl parade and they're going down the streets, and they have it all blocked off though. And he saw one of the equipment managers in the stands and he picked him up and pulled him over the railing to walk inside the parade with them. Like that's the type of person he is. And I haven't had a chance to meet him personally. That'd be great. But I mean, when you see stuff like that, I mean, that's what life's about. And, spending time with you guys here and just means a lot. And I do want you to know I'll try and speed your irons up, but I don't.
Hey man, when they get here, they get here. All good.
I feel bad now. I got to go try and make them for you.
Nope, all good. Whenever they get here, they get here. I'm patient, and I'll be okay. Evan Royster is Penn State's all-time leading rusher. He achieved that from 2007 to 2010. Saquon second.
How many years did Saquon play?
15 to 17.
Yeah.
2 years.
So he had 2 years.
Yeah.
And he had 3,843 yards rushing, and Evan got to 39-32. So we can safely assume that if Saquon would have played one more year, it'd have been over.
One more game.
One more game, really, against U of M.
Yeah.
probably would have done it.
But that's how Saquon is, though, too. He had the same thing this year in the NFL. He could have he had a chance to break the record, and he didn't
let
play.
The second string guys go in.
He he wanted the young guys to play. Like
I remember that video. The coach came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you have a chance. I'll send you out." And he's like, "No, let them eat." He's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, let them play." That was so awesome.
Wasn't that a cool clip, though?
So awesome.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. I mean, that's
just the type of guy he is.
It is, and what a special day. Special to be with you and talk about this, the great product, and end it this way. I was not expecting that at all. So thank you very much, Jared. Thank you, Clinton.
Of course.
Carl, thanks for being on here. What an awesome conversation. Can't wait for everybody to see this new product. It is so stinking good. And you got to get in here. You got to get fit. There's a new fitting head we didn't even get to talk about that you can change the weight on to show them the lighter head versus the heavier head. 4 degrees of, so 2 degrees up. No, 4 degrees.
For the 250?
Yeah, no, for all of them.
All of
new
them.
Fitting tool. So when they come in and get fit, there's over 28 different settings that you'll be able to come in. These guys will get you dialed in anywhere from 4 degrees up to 2 degrees flat, 2 degrees weak to 1 degree strong. 28 different settings, and then as Clinton said, the weight in the back with that launch spec head, which is a lighter head, we can dial this in for swing weight as well and see the performance of the golf club. But as Clinton said, you got to get in here. You got to get the clubs in your hand. I'm telling you, when you see them, we are set up to have some good stuff going on, and with partners like you all, we are excited to get it in people's hands for sure.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned special orders starting July 10th.
July 10th, and they'll start building them right away. Not saying that you'll get them early, but I'm kind of saying you'll get them early. Just saying.
Well, you'll definitely be getting them before the stock ones, right?
7 to 10 business days if you get in the queue. Come get fit. Come at least hit the new irons. Come hit them. See what a difference they can make in your game. Whether you're a high handicap or a scratch player, they have a club for you in the woods, irons, wedges, and putter. Thank you so much, Carl, for being on here. Thanks for watching the GHQ Crew podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you have a great evening. We'll see you very, very soon.